Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to one of my newest patrons, Jonathan Tainer. Thanks for your support, John. That said, let's get started. You wake up from a nasty dream that tortured you almost all night long. In it, you saw a wall of unnaturally thick fog that surrounded you, slowly moving closer and closer. A quick look out of the window and you find out that the fog was not a figment of your imagination, not a dream. And then... the half-transparent outline of a beautiful nymph appears before you. Even in this ghostly form, it's clear that she's exhausted. Her shoulders are slouched and her large eyes burn within her pale face. "Hear me. Please hear me. Can you hear me? Please." Her voice is barely more than a whisper as she reaches toward you. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph. Well, that's odd. "Who are you?" Who am I? Just a tear shed by the land itself, the bitter sigh of nature. I am a nymph, the guardian of this area, a defeated guardian. Call me the guardian of the bloom if you wish. "What do you want from me?" "Aid. Salvation. We have a common enemy, and long have I searched for someone who can defeat him. The one you call the Stag Lord. As a storm strikes ruthlessly with gusts and lightning, the Stag Lord wreaks havoc with the swords of his servants. And not just in the world of people. The land also suffers from the evil he brings. My forests and my flowers suffocate in this fog. Soon, even I will vanish, as the last ray of light fades at dusk." "The Stag Lord is responsible for the fog?" "Yes, it hides his fortress, as well as his dark deeds. But while responsible, he did not create this affliction. It is the work of a powerful druid, who has betrayed even himself. I know not why the powers did not leave this renegade, but even I was unable to defeat him." "How can I help you?" "This fog. It enshrouds, entangles, suffocates. If only I could learn how it was created. But my powers wane. I have barely the strength to call out to you. All I know for certain is that somewhere in this forest lies an old house, and it echoes with the remnants of a strange power. The Stag Lord and his druid were there. The fog hides this place from me, but I can point you to the bandits' camp near the Thorn Ford. Make them tell you where this place is. Go there and listen to the echo, catch the whispers, search for anything that can tell you how the fog was created. Once the fog clears, nature will breathe again, and you will be able to easily find your way to the fortress of our mutual enemy." "I understand. Farewell." "I don't believe in fate, stranger, but our meeting seems more than a coincidence." The nymph's whisper fades as she disappears. Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Episode 4. I know, it's been a while since Episode 3. Sorry about that. Hopefully I can get future episodes out in a slightly more timely fashion. Anyway, we've got a lot of ground to cover today, so let's not waste any time. Now, first of all, you may have already noticed that the game is upgraded to a new version. Beta 4.2 adds a significant amount to the game, including an early version of Act 2, though we do have quite a ways to go before we actually get there. In the short term, the new beta still notably improves the gameplay experience in Act 1 by introducing a number of bug fixes and balance tweaks, most notably to the encumbrance system. Let's head downstairs.
It is done.
Now, as much as I'd like to just head out into the Stolen Lands and start adventuring, we need to gather information and unlock a few quests first, so we've got a fair amount of talking ahead of us. We've also got the opportunity to get to know our party members a little better, but we'll hold off on that for now. Although they do generally have very interesting and entertaining things to say, It's also over 100 pages of combined dialogue. If we wanted to go through all of it, we'd be here for the rest of the episode. We'll just stay focused on the necessities for now. I guess we might as well start with Svetlana here. Good day. I hope you're feeling all right after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. What did you want to ask me? Svetlana lowers her head. This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no. But the first time the Stag Lord's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring, just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. Svetlana interrupts herself. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help, Svetlana. Svetlana nods. I'm so grateful for your help. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the stolen lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I supported him in it. We didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Rostov, everyone respects the Sword Lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamanti could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not with the Stag Lord's men. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the stolen lands into his personal kingdom. A kingdom of fear and oppression. Now, this is a good example of where they need more alignment-based dialogue options. As a chaotic good character, I'm certainly not going to choose the lawful or evil response. Instead, I'm basically being forced into the only other option. I'll deal with the Stag Lord, have no doubt. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please, be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. I have to go. Farewell. One down, 2 more to go. Let's head outside. Now, we're just out here to talk to Oleg and Bakken, but if we had time for them, this is also where we'd talk with Amiri and Harem. Maybe we'll get to that in a future episode, but for now, let's just stay focused on Oleg. Greetings! Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Rostov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soup, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I'd bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumors say he deals with all kinds of bad magic. I need to take care of the Stag Lord. Do you know of anything that could help me find him? That's quite a task you've set yourself on. The Stag Lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. I suppose you could try to follow the trail of those bandits who attacked the post before. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Thorn River. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs where you can find information. What else can you tell me about the Stag Lord? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know? but I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago, from what I've heard. But soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Restov, tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumors about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin not covered by his clothes. The Stag Lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has as many followers who admire him as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, or maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of virtue. Tell me about yourself. Why open a trading post in such a dangerous place? I just dislike the noise, Oleg answers reluctantly. I'm from Restov. Cities are complicated. Lots of people and each with their place on the shelf. Bow before this one, fear this other. Don't do business with a third, but be sure to be extra nice to the fourth. And villages are little better. Everyone likes to stick their noses into each other's business. I just wanted a place where I could be my own master, and so I ended up here. Show me your wares, Oleg. Nothing's too good for such a good person. We're massively over-encumbered after looting all those bandits, so for the most part, we're just selling off all the weapons and suits of armor that we're not planning on using in the immediate future. Hopefully, that will earn us enough gold to buy at least one or two items that we can use. Of course, we don't want to get rid of everything. We'll theoretically be recruiting some new party members in the near future, so we want to make sure that we have some equipment to give them. Okay. I think that's everything. We're only getting a little over 600 gold, but that should be more than enough to buy some armor. Oleg has a single breastplate, so we'll go ahead and buy that. We actually could have used two, but I guess we'll just save the rest of our money for now. The breastplate actually offers +6 armor class, just like the chainmail that Harem is already wearing, but it's 10 pounds lighter. That means he can switch back to his heavy shield without becoming over-encumbered. It also gives him a little extra wiggle room, just in case we find some more magic items. We're done with that, so let's go talk to Bakken.
No stopping now.
Bakken frowns as he ostentatiously examines the nearest wall, hands in his sleeves. Without turning to you, the old man finally says in a dull voice, "You want some potions?" "Can I help you in any way?" Bakken glances at you, suddenly interested. "Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red, look a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be real grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if you do. They spoil quickly. I also need a bucket of moon radishes. They're a rare and mysterious plant. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them highly." "It's not a huge deal, really. I'd do it myself if I were younger. But if you're willing, I'll pay you. 3 potions for the berries and a purse full of coins for the radishes." "Why do you need fangberries and moon radishes, Bakken?" "You want to know, huh? Well, I'll gladly tell you after you bring some to me." "All right, I'll try to help." Bakken glances at you hopefully. Just watch out, alright? Don't end up someone's lunch. Okay, that gets us 2 more minor side quests, and I think we're pretty much done here. We'll just take a quick look at his inventory, and then it's time to go adventuring. Now, Bakken sells a wide assortment of potions and scrolls, most of which are pretty useless to us. But like I mentioned back in episode 1, Pathfinder Kingmaker actually makes use of some of the harsher rules from the tabletop game. Until you have access to 3rd level divine spells, you're going to have to rely on Bakken to help you with things like curses or blindness. Fortunately, we've already got a potion of remove blindness that we, found in Lady Jamandi's mansion, so we're all set for the moment. Let's head out. Oh, and, while I'm certainly not going to be doing this on a regular basis, let's go ahead and set up a quick save. This is a beta after all. There's no accounting for things like bugs or balancing issues. Now let's get out there. Okay, so this is our second look at the world map. Only this time, we actually have a couple of marked locations we can visit. First, we've got the Thorn Ford. That's where we can find the bandit camp that was mentioned by both Oleg and the Guardian of the Bloom. Then we also got Fangberry Cave here, which is obviously the location that Bakken just told us about. We're going to have to visit both locations eventually, but Fangberry Cave is closer, and its related quest is probably a lot easier to complete. Of course, before we head anywhere, it is worth mentioning that there are several quests in Kingmaker that are time-sensitive. The order you decide to do things in will have a direct impact on the way certain events play out. Anyway, for now we'll just start heading southeast towards Fangberry Cave. Well, we didn't get very far, did we? A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt, and he continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen, and he tugs at his beard. Strange weather, invisible fog creeping out of the woods, soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus, but that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? The old man raises a thick eyebrow curiously. I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hand across his face and sighs wearily. But someone must look, and no one else can. Invisible fog? Does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. Well, we've got some pretty extreme options this time around. I should probably go. The old man stares at you intently. You hasten? You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. He'll find it. My rival? Do you mean Tartuccio? The old man tugs his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him, and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's. Old, but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gave joy, and now gives death. How do you know we're rivals? I don't know, I see. You can choose where to set your eyes, usually. But can you choose what they see? Can you tell me where he is now? Oh, a new quest to find Tartuccio. He's in an old tomb, south of the trading post. Thank you. The old man nods. All the more reason not to linger. Farewell. The old man turns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. I'm not sure what to make of Remus just yet, but he definitely reminds me of characters like Elminster and Fizban. It's a bit of a cliché, but the mysterious and powerful old man is a staple of many high fantasy settings, especially where D&D is concerned. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. There's the ancient tomb. It's actually not that far away. Now, we were headed to Fangberry Cave, but I think it might actually be more interesting to try to catch up with Tartuccio. Let's head for the ancient tomb instead. That path would have obviously led us to the caves, but we're headed in the opposite direction now. There we go. I've never actually come out here this early in the campaign, so this should be interesting. Yeah, last time I played through this area, Tartuccio had left a bunch of mercenaries to ambush me. I don't see them, so I'm not really sure what to expect this time. Okay, let's start exploring, but carefully. There's no telling what Tartuccio has in store for us. There's some loot. We can already see a campfire ahead. That means someone is definitely here. Oh, yeah. There's a mercenary hiding in the corner there. This isn't too different from what I've seen before. Yep, there's another one over there. Oh, but this is new. A gnome in gaudy purple garb seizes your attention. Of course, the scoundrel Tartuccio, who you know from your time in Restov. The vile gnome is standing on a small hill, expressing his discontentment in every way he can muster. Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Tartuccio scoffs at his underlings, unimpressed. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all, feast your eyes upon the slowest and most ridiculous buffoons in Golarion. Sir Tartuccio, I may serve you, but I am no one's slave. We do what we can, but it is no simple feat to find an unknown object in a vast dungeon. Jathal stares Tartuccio down. Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly. Quickly now! If we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools! Tartuccio turns his angry gaze upon you. He nods to his guards to draw their weapons. We've actually got a number of potentially interesting responses here. I think our best bet is to try to get one of his party members to defect. Since Jathal is evil, we'll go for Valerie instead. Valerie, I would say you and your sword can find greater glory than in service to Tartuccio. He summoned you to fight the Stag Lord's bandits, but now uses you for more questionable dealings. Valerie folds her arms across her chest. You're right, Tartuccio has deceived us. A warrior who bows to a lie, who humiliates herself. There is no glory in this. I shall aid this scoundrel no more. I see that my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of his enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords. And cover my retreat! Hey, welcome aboard, Valerie. Of course, now the trick is actually keeping her alive. She's not in a very good position there. Fortunately, it looks like Tartuccio and Jathal are both sitting out this fight, so we really just have to worry about the mercenaries. Alright, well, let's start with Valerie here. It actually looks like she's already missing a few hit points. And she's apparently still fatigued. I guess Tartuccio decided to skip the camping tutorial. Unfortunately, she's also completely unequipped. That's actually my fault, because I ended up dumping all of her gear at the end of the prologue.
I do not require this.
Yeah, I was afraid of this. You can't actually equip items once combat has already started.
I do not find this useful.
Oh, wait. I can still give her weapons. It's not much, but at least now she can put up a fight. It looks like I can give her potions too, so we'll go ahead and do that. I guess we could also take care of her level up real quick. That'll give her an even better fighting chance. Now, from what I understand, Valerie is deliberately set up to become a stalwart defender once she hits level 8, so we'll just have her stick with the fighter class for now. That'll give her some minor combat bonuses and... oh, I guess it gives her a +1 bonus on saves versus fear, too. Not that that'll really help us right now. As a fighter, she doesn't really get much in the way of skill points, but we'll have her keep focusing on athletics, and I guess we'll put her other point in nature lore. At least that way she can help with hunting. As for her new combat feat... well, we're in a hurry, so we'll keep this simple. We'll just grab heavy armor focus for now. It's obviously not going to help her in the current fight, but we'll get her some heavy armor afterwards. Assuming she survives, that is. That's all we can do to help her right now, so let's get back to the rest of the party. Now, let's see here. Okay, first of all, let's take care of these mercenaries who are right in front of us. Amiri will go for the one on the right, and Harem will go for the one on the left. We'll also have Lindsay and Retcon both start conjuring up some death ponies. Valerie could really use all the help she can get. Okay, yeah. Valerie's already taking some pretty heavy damage. We'll try to get some of our party members over there fast enough to help her, but I'm not sure we'll be able to do it. Ah, dang it. Well, we tried. That was a pretty nasty hit she took, too. We'll just have to cross our fingers and hope she survived being knocked out. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we'll have any trouble taking out the rest of these guys. Nice. Lindsay for the kill. And it looks like Valerie survived too. That's actually not guaranteed. Because we're playing by tabletop rules, she would have actually died if her hit points had dropped low enough. Anyway, let's get her healed up and properly equipped before we do anything else.
I'll make my own legend.
I'm listening.
This is my path.
Anything is possible.
Yes. Yes.
Shoot, I guess I forgot to set Harem's third spell slot after all. Well, fortunately, as some of my viewers have reminded me, he does actually have some alternatives.
And Lindsay was called for.
I tire of waiting. We should move.
There we go, and we've still got healing to spare. Now let's have a look around the room. It seemed from afar to be but cracks in the stone, but turned out to be a faded image of the sun. Come on, that... really? A grinning jackal's skull has recently been scratched on top of the image. On closer inspection, one can discern the outline of a head with a single eye. That descriptive text fades out way too quickly. Judging by the outline, this bas-relief once depicted the sun and moon. Now it's almost completely eroded. The image carved in the stone has almost completely worn away over the ages. One can still distinguish a sickle, a sword, and a skull with a single eye socket, covered with a coin. I guess we're not going that way. Ooh, that looks promising. A longsword +1. Not a bad find, but unfortunately it's nothing we're actually going to use. We also found this artifact fragment. I wonder if this is what Tartuccio was looking for. Apparently we can reassemble it if we can find all the pieces. Overall, I'd say our first adventure was pretty successful. We found a magic sword, an artifact fragment, and we got a new party member. Not bad. Let's finish taking a look around, and then we'll wrap up the episode. There's some basic treasure items, and a scroll we're never going to use.
This requires your attention.
Check that out.
We'll take a look at that in a second. Let's check out this secret room first. A bas-relief of the sun, long eroded. The vague outlines of 4 strange creatures have been carved over it. There's some more basic loot items.
It is done.
I can't really complain, but I was hoping we'd find something a little more interesting. An ancient Cyclopean coin. I'm not actually sure if that's a quest item or a loot item. Either way, I guess we're still taking it. At any rate, I think that's just about everything we can do in the ancient temple for now, so that brings us to a pretty good stopping point for the episode. We'll pick up here next time as we continue our exploration of the stolen lands and continue our pursuit of that scoundrel Tartuccio. But for now, this is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. Links are in the description.